Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm John.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Gus again. What were you going to say, John? Share it with us.
We were just talking about hair being everywhere, and Gavin and I were talking about this hair, and I was going to tell Gavin that I had to trim all this back here because it was just coming out, and so it's just hair coming out of my neck, just so fluffy. So I had to shave all that down.
Does it connect?
Yeah.
Last
time I went to Robert, eons ago when I did the haircuts and stuff, he gets to that point and he's like, that's the last thing they do is they shave that all down. And he goes I'm just going to pick a spot where to stop.
This is it. This is where back hair starts and head hair stops.
This is where back hair starts and neck stops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
That always feels so good when you get a haircut and they do that shave part.
Yeah,
right
that right there. So satisfying.
I'll never know that feeling in my life.
You could just get your hairdresser to just pretend, though. You could probably still feel all the happenings on the back of your neck.
I love going to the hairdresser. Having your head washed and massaged by someone else other than yourself is a treat that everyone should get to experience once in their life.
Man, my haircuts aren't as fancy as that.
Let me tell you how far my social anxiety goes. I agree with you, Barb. I love the massage and hair washing. Again, Robert, my buddy who cuts my hair, he does all that kind of stuff. But I, at the same time, feel extremely awkward that even though I'm paying this person, they're washing my hair and doing that. I feel like no other human should be required ever to wash my hair but me. I'm a grown-ass adult.
Washing my hair, giving me a sponge bath, just really the whole 9 yards.
I can relate, John. No joke, it took me years to build up the courage to ask. I didn't want to do it. It just felt so strange and alien to me. Then finally one day I was like, I had to wash, I think I screamed it. I was
Is that not
nervous.
a given?
Excuse me, I had to wash, please. No, I feel like that's you got to pay way more for that.
Oh, maybe I'm just used to going to female hair salons, and not that any hair salon only takes women, but the places I typically go to, that's just a given. If you're getting a haircut, especially, they wash your hair first and then cut it.
90% of mine have been a little bit of spray bottle, get it moist, and then just cut.
Yeah.
Sod off in about 12 minutes. See you later.
The reason I started getting the wash was mainly just to get the little crap out of your hair, right? So it's not constantly falling and making you itchy on your neck for the rest of the day. It's
so they wash it after.
Yeah, it's after.
Oh.
The before is just spritz like Gavin's talking about, and then after a wash to get all the crap out.
Oh, you're not living until go to a nice salon where they literally give you a 5-minute scalp massage as they're washing your hair.
That sounds
life-changing. Although there are some places and some hairdressers I've had who I don't know if they massage people's heads that are just made out of metal or something like that, but they squeeze so hard where you're just those are my temples. Oh, I can't see anything now.
No, dude, Robert massaging my head and he was he would do pressure point stuff. I swear it's opening up chakras that don't exist and passageways in my nasal system that I didn't know I had. Just, it's fantastic.
Opening your third eye.
Yeah, fourth eye even. It was just fantastic. Yeah, at his old salon, he's not there anymore. It closed. I can't remember if it was pre or post COVID, but they even had a separate little room that was this Zen room that the lighting was low. There was Zen sounds and music happening, and we'd go in there, it'd be all quiet and everything. It was just the best part. And then we'd go back out into the bright light of day and cut my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I feel getting my hair cut in England in all the ones in Tame, all the barbershops were just the chattiest mofs, and they'd always be full. So you get your hair being cut and be like, yeah, and then he said, right, he came round and he was chucking all this shit all over, and I'm just let's get this. not relaxing in any way. Probably my least favorite thing to do.
Do you remember?
Go ahead, John.
I was gonna ask. Do you guys remember that Ray got so relaxed at the haircut once he fell asleep?
Yes.
How could we forget?
And then woke up with the wrong haircut.
That's classic.
I feel I still gotta call bullshit on that whole situation. I don't understand how anyone could fall asleep.
I could absolutely fall asleep. Before I started using my CPAP, my sleep was so bad at night that during the day, if I closed my eyes, I would fall asleep almost instantly. And there were times sitting in the barber chair where, with my eyes closed, I would like be on the verge of nodding off. So
wouldn't your head like?
Yeah, but
do
maybe
one of those?
they just worked around it. I don't know.
I can imagine it happening. I can imagine Ray waking up and being like, "All right, sweet. See you later. Thanks for that. See you later."
Yeah,
great. I love it.
For a month.
You got to think about like Ray's sleeping habits, especially like this is probably like 6-7 years ago. And like probably how much he was staying up late and just had erratic sleep habits. So he probably just was like, yep, just nodded off.
I remember when we started the Let's Play channel, we started just saying Let's Play into the mics, and then we would have them play over the logo on the old intro. And I thought it was cool to like document it, so I filmed us all doing a few. That we didn't use them all, but I look back at it when I posted it on my Vimeo, I think, because I didn't know where to put it. But Ray has the thumb haircut in that footage, and we're leading it and go, "Let's play."
I love how he got it. Was it the day before or the day of our company picture too? So it's like forever cemented in Rooster Teeth history as that photo.
He's had a bit of a glow up. I'll give him credit to Ray. He's dressing well. He takes care of his hair. We haven't seen the thumb hair for a while now. He's a big boy. He's very happy and healthy, and I think he's doing well. So I give him props for the glow up.
I feel like Gus also had a good glow up, I gotta say. Like, looking back at Gus's clothing choices from early day Rooster Teeth, and then like all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. You started dressing real good.
What happened was I could start sleeping. I think the early days, it was just like so hectic. There was no time for anything. And finally, we started getting enough help where I could think about those things.
But also the early days now, at this point, the early days of Rooster Teeth are a completely different fashion period.
That's true.
Right.
That's what they are now. Like, so much time has passed.
Yeah, but even during that period, Gus wasn't in the fashion. He was still next to fashion.
Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate it.
I did a TikTok recently where I took some articles of clothing from the Rooster store and I tried to mimic all of our clothing styles in the core group, and to mimic Gus's style, I put on a nice pair of pants, some very slick shoes, and wore the sweater, and like it was. I mean, I had, to put it in a descriptive word, I had to look respectable to look like us.
I'm actually not wearing nice shoes right now. I'm wearing slippers that are so old that they're tearing. They're falling apart.
That's allowed. You're in your house. If you were wearing nice shoes to do this podcast this morning, which I don't know if we mentioned we're pre-recording this.
Yeah, we're pre-taped.
Yeah, this is in the morning.
I would question you.
Yeah, that'd be a little strange. When Gavin was talking about Chatty Barbershop that he used to go to, that reminded me. I don't know if does anybody else watch the TV show Atlanta? It's on FX.
I've watched the first season.
Okay, it's amazing. You should really watch season 2. Season 2 is incredible.
Very good. I know. It's one of those ones that I need to go back and finish.
Great show. But there's an episode in season 2 that takes place in a barbershop. And it's kind of like you're talking about, Gavin. Like the barber's super chatty and seemingly kind of distracted. And I read a behind the scenes thing about that episode recently where the actor who plays the barber, there was a miscommunication with his agent. And he thought he was showing up to the show just to be like a background extra. And he said he showed up on set and they were like, all right, here's your trailer. We're going to be filmed. We'll call you when we're ready for you. And then he realized that he was like a main character in that episode and he hadn't seen the script yet. And that he sat there in his trailer, like not wanting to be unprofessional. So he said that he just like sat there and tried to memorize the entire script as quickly as he could. And like between takes, he was just like furiously trying to read and memorize the script.
Oh my God, that's so stressful.
I would freak out. I would freak out.
Gavin would leave. Gavin, you would be like, okay, no, never mind. Screw this production. I'm not doing this.
And he was playing the chatty barber. So it's like he had a ton of lines. It's not like he could just like try to quickly get away with it. It's like he was
I've
like
had
the
those
focus
nightmares.
of that episode. Yeah. Oh.
Nightmares where you like it's the didn't do my homework, but it's the I didn't memorize my lines for shoot the next day, and I'd rather fall on a bed of axes than do that.
I don't know if you remember.
Some of you guys were in 10 Little Roosters, right? I know Gavin was. Gus, were you in 10 Little? Yeah, you were in 10. Yeah. That production was interesting because it kind of got rushed through to the point where we were receiving scripts the day of for the episode we were recording that day. And I remember for one of the last episodes, Josh gave me the script and I had like a page and a half monologue. And I was like, how on earth am I supposed to memorize this and perform this? It was a nightmare.
That's something they talk about on the behind the scenes of the Lord of the Rings, was because they were doing script fixes so late in the game and shooting that so quickly. They were getting sides for each day, in their hotel room the morning of.
It's shockingly common for that to be happening on like A-list movies, like huge blockbusters. Like I think all of Boromir's speech, like when they're forming the Fellowship, he had his script on his lap because they just written it and changed it that morning.
He's just
looks really emotional.
Lines.
Like, oh.
Yeah, but can you imagine like doing that to someone like Sean Bean, who's like legendary actor, and be like, all right, a couple of pages.
Here you go.
Action. Crazy.
I don't know if you remember when we did the Gavin clone short. It was a similar thing where we didn't have a script until we were ready to start shooting. So I was taping my script to the wall. So it's like my eyeline was Gavin, but just to the left of Gavin's head was a script taped to the wall. So it's like I would be looking.
You were
SNLing
it is what you were doing.
Yeah, but it's like I could read it right there if I couldn't remember the lines.
That we've done that for so many different shorts of just like taping it, like if you have like a binder, just like taping it inside, or if someone's your eyeline, just taping it like right by the camera or something like that. That is very common and appreciated as an actor.
Yeah, that's how you get the best out of someone.
Yeah,
that's like what the sad thing is when you're watching a movie and like you got this action star and they're kicking all this ass and stuff, punch people in the face. They probably just got a script like last night and they're really tired because they woke up at 5 a.m. Like anytime you see someone on screen, they're knackered. Probably, most likely.
This isn't. You said an action movie, but my brain went to here. Jim Carrey for. I'm talking about the Grinch again. I don't mean to talk about the Grinch again. It's not my only obsession. But he had 5 to 6 hours of makeup every morning before shooting. Same with like Rebecca Romijn and Jennifer Lawrence for Mystique.
Yeah.
Like they'd get up at 4 or 5 and in the chair by that, so that they could start shooting with the crew by 9 or 10, that kind of thing, for a full day of shooting.
Mm-hmm.
That's
talk about falling asleep in the chair. Falling asleep in the chair had to happen for them.
Yeah, when we did the episode of Red versus Blue a couple seasons ago, where I had to be a Cyclops, it took I think 3 hours to put all of that on. I think it took 3 hours to put all of that on. We shot for 8 hours, and then it took an hour and a half to take it off. It's like a fucking, and that was that's only 3 hours. So you talk about like Mystique, where it's like 5 or 6 hours. Like that day, I was fucking done.
Yeah, Lindsay and I had to do for Ateneo Comic Con. We got makeup done to be Skeksis from
Dark Crystal.
God, Dark Crystal. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. It's the morning. That's my excuse.
Yeah.
Scary Muppets.
And we had to do rock paper scissors at the start of it because there was just one makeup artist that we had. And the process was about 3 hours. Oh. So it's essentially like, who's going to go first and have to sit in this like full prosthetic makeup costume thing
for 3 hours.
For an extra 3 hours. I lost, of course.
Didn't you post that on social? First. I feel like I saw that somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I posted on social, but there's a whole video about it that is on our channel as well. It was actually really fun, but my God, I think I probably sweat like 20 pounds off my body that entire day, because it was also San Diego, so it was hot out. We were in the Comic-Con convention center. It was just woof. Sweaty mess.
There was some really cool behind the scenes footage that came out that I had not seen prior on how they created the in-person version of Hagrid in Harry Potter for the practical shots of when he's next to a regular human. And it was a full suit that a already large gentleman was then put into and kept on with like a head and everything on it. But for that one, because he was in it so much, because they had enough time, or I don't know, I can't remember the details. They actually had a cooling system in there for him, so he just wouldn't die inside of the Hagrid costume, which I'm sure is probably common in a lot of those, because the Skeksis for the Dark Crystal second movie were full bodysuits of people in there doing puppetry of their heads and everything, so they were in full things like that. So you have to have ventilation or cooling system, or you're going to just drop people.
Yeah, I think all of the dwarfs in The Hobbit had that, where they like between takes would just get plugged into like a cold water system that would pump liquid through their suit, like between the layers, so it would like cool them down. But
yeah, because like especially like the large dwarf, he himself wasn't a full like he was a big guy, but they made him even more rotund with giant layers of stuff, and you'll just overheat your actors.
Did you finish watching the Hobbit movies, Gavin? I know you were watching them recently.
I did. I got all the way through them.
Did you see what I meant by like the second movie just ends in the middle of a fight?
I honestly didn't have a problem with it because I was like, I mean, that's a cliffhanger. But when spoiler,
imagine
when
having to wait a year for the next part.
Yeah, when Smaug dies like 6 seconds into the next movie, I was like, oh, well, surely you could have ended it there, because that was at least like a satisfying payoff. They kind of make that whole dragon bit just seem like the intro, like in a Bond movie. There's like the faff story before you get to the main one.
All of that happens before the title comes up on screen, and I was like, they could have taken everything before the title on screen in the third movie and put it at the end of the second movie. Like, the end of the second movie is like
for doing it.
Is like if you're in a boss fight in a video game and you go from like phase 1 to phase 2, it's like if they ended the movie as you switch from phase 1 to phase 2. It's like you go from just for like one part of the fight to another one, and then it's immediately over. Like
he's literally like
6 minutes.
eviscerating the town, and you see it from the dwarf perspective. It's like, what have we done? Credits. Also, I didn't realize, because I actually visited the set of The Hobbit, and I saw a scene being filmed with Martin Freeman, Gandalf, Billy Connolly. I realized Billy Connolly isn't in that film. He's like the dwarf that comes in towards the end. He has the whole army. He's like the cousin of Thorin.
Yeah.
He's entirely CG. At no point is Billy Connolly actually filmed on screen, and I was very confused by it.
Oh, because I guess all he has is like the battle sequences, right? He's riding that, what is it? Whatever that is. He's riding a ram or something, and then he's fighting.
I wonder if it was health issues, because I know he does have, I think he has Parkinson's or something. But he was there, and he was doing his scenes, and he was doing them fine. I don't know. I was very confused. I was like, is that Billy Connolly, or are they CGing his entire body and face?
That's one hell of a FX budget for that.
Oh, yeah. That movie's entirely like fake.
Oh,
well,
no,
not fake. It's like it's entirely like computer generated. Well,
did you notice that though? When do you know who Billy Connolly is?
Yeah,
like famous Scottish comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He peaked at Muppet Treasure Island, in my opinion.
Of course.
That is the most John thing I've ever heard in my life.
Everybody peaked. Everybody peaks in their career when they get to work with Muppets. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tim Curry peaked in Muppet Treasure Island. Michael Caine, Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Yep.
Does that mean Elise Willems has peaked, since she has a affinity for Muppets and has, I guess, worked with her own version of Muppets?
When she gets to work with Muppets, she will peak.
Real Muppets.
Yes. When she gets to, like, if she gets to do something alongside Kermit or Elmo or somebody like that, then
I don't know. I think Elise is just going to keep going up and up and up for her entire life. Like, I don't think she's ever going to peak.
Until she's
always
Muppet.
peaking.
Immortalized.
Mm-hmm. Then you are forever. I saw that yesterday the city of Austin opened up like pre-registration for COVID vaccines.
Should we mention that we're recording this on the 13th of January, just for context?
Good.
In case
idea.
Anything crazy happens in the next couple days before Monday, I just want to make that clear. If people are like, why aren't they talking about this? It's Wednesday.
But they opened up pre-registration for COVID vaccines, and like I went through I know I'm not going to get it for a long time, but I went through the process anyway just to get on the list, right? I'll hopefully get maybe sometime this summer. But to me, it felt like I was trying to pre-order a PlayStation 5. It's like, well, here I go, signing up for something. I know I'm not going to get it for a long time, but I'm going to put my name on the list, and eventually I may get this thing.
I mean, you'll get it before us, I assume, right? Like, is it?
I'm not that old.
Does it get to a point where they just go like down in age? They start like people 40 and up, and then 30 and up, and et cetera.
I think the only difference is 65 and up, and then everyone else. I think.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
I've been listening to some of the news reporting on how different states are handling it, and it's coming down to a state by state basis, it seems, because there are CDC guidelines, but they're not legal requirements. And so while they're emphasizing the following of those guidelines as much as possible, some other states, depending on like the population density of certain groups, they're just opening it up to other groups as well. There's also not a ton, it turns out, not a ton of like policing being done to if someone sneaks in with someone else. Like there's people have like admitted, they're like, yeah, my husband who's like 65, he got signed up, and I'm 58, but I just went ahead and got mine as well. And so like people are doing that. And so it's because it's going so slow, it's turning very much into just get vaccines out. Like don't worry a ton on who gets them, just get them.
Well, they have to
I would
waste
rather
them
they
otherwise.
be used. I would rather they be used than wasted. Like,
well, Sorry, I was talking to my family about this recently, and they're keeping track of what's going on around the world with the vaccine. And apparently in some places like the US, where they're like, okay, we have this amount of vaccines and these people are on the list to get them. So like they give them the vaccine, and then if they have leftovers, they just go to waste, essentially. But they were saying that in Israel, they've been really good about like, okay, we vaccinated everyone who needs it, like the priority. And if we have leftover, they literally will go on to the street and say like, hey, do you want a COVID vaccine? Like there was a guy walking by who was delivering pizzas, and they're like, here, they like forced him inside. They're like, you're getting the COVID vaccine.
He's like, I've already
because we just need to give them.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Well,
I need to stop walking by this hospital.
Cuomo from New York, he originally was, I think, with good intentions, adamantly expressing that they were going to follow those CDC guidelines to like the nth degree. And like, even if people were giving out vaccines to the wrong people, they would seek, legal response to that, to people like this. So they're scaring people from giving it to extra people. But then as America, as we do, we fucked up the rollout of this vaccine. A lot of that has been laxed, and it's turned more into like, just give people the vaccine, just get it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the more people that get it, the better. I mean, I hope
well,
I get
also,
it
like,
eventually.
When you give it to, like, let's say, I know obviously there's a priority list, of course, that they have rolling out, but if they have excess, just find someone to give it to, because then that's one less person to administer the vaccine to later on.
Yeah.
There's some coordination you have to do, because it's a two-parter, so you have to make sure that happens.
What happens if you get part one and then for some reason unable to get part two? Do you have to get one again?
I think what I read was that as long as you get it within, it's either 6 months or a year. Like there's a long period with which you can wait before you get the second dose. But even after you get the first dose, I think the first dose is, I'm going off the top of my head, 52% effective. Like it gives you 52% immunity.
The efficacy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's better than nothing, and you still have a long time to get the second dose.
Yeah, it's like a booster, essentially, is what the second one is, to like increase the efficacy back up to that 95% efficacy. The Moderna one. No,
I don't think so.
Well, a little bit of Moderna, a little bit of Pfizer, a little bit of...
The Moderna one has a different Yeah.
If you get 52%, then you're 104%.
Yeah. That's how math works.
You actually start repelling it out of other people's bodies at that point.
Right.
You just you make eye contact with them, and then they lose their COVID.
It's like a perk in a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bonus HP.
Yeah. Cure wounds.
Oh, man. I cast. Oh, I didn't do my long rest. I don't have any spell slots left.
Nerd!
A little bit insider baseball there for you.
I don't know if anybody's been, but I saw something kind of disturbing the other day. The college football championship, they're still playing college football despite everything that's going on, happened on Monday, I believe it was. And Alabama won. And after they won the college football championship, there was videos of people just like flooding out into the streets and celebrating. And it looks like a nightmare I would have these days, where it's just tons of people in close proximity with no masks. I was like, we're so close to the end, guys. Just stay inside a little longer.
Oh, yeah. But then
we're almost there.
Well, we also... we had that new strain is making its way to the States and it's like been found in like half a dozen states now. The UK variant that has 50% more efficiency of like a transmission.
Mm-hmm. The England virus.
England virus.
It's the UK variant. It's a valid way to describe it.
I think that they were saying that they're pretty certain that the vaccine is still effective against that variant as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that. And
the fact it could spread even more is like, how much more could this thing spread? Like, my God, it's already so insanely contagious.
Yeah, and what I read was that even if there are future variants that the vaccine is not effective against, that it's a quick process to fine tune it for any future variants that might not be
just
covered.
give it a little tweak.
Mm-hmm. Little software update. You just got to reboot.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting learning about why that variant is more contagious. It's specifically, we've all been seeing that model of COVID. It's the little ball with the little spikies on it that they're actually spikes is what they're called. It's those proteins that are on the outside of the ball. Those are what the virus uses to grab onto us and give us the no-nos. And so that version of it just has more of those spikes. So it's just like...
Are you serious? Because you said you found out the reason why it was more contagious, and I was going to joke that it had more sharper spikes. that's the thing, the place my brain automatically goes to, but that's actually the reason.
I don't really understand it though, because surely if it is that small anyway, microscopic, and it has no spikes, does that mean if you inhale it, it just slides around and you blow it out again? Like, how does that work?
Well, I mean, that's how any virus works, is that we ingest a lot of things that we don't need in our body, but it's only the things that actually grab hold and then also are able to essentially multiply that cause problems. And so, it's just, I guess if it didn't because some viruses actually get less, their mutations actually make them less effective, but in some cases mutations make them more effective. Why the UK variant is good. So there are some versions of COVID, I would assume, that have less spikes, that just like they're the slower members of the class.
Slippery.
It's like evolution in general, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's how like asbestos is damaging, right? And like fiberglass and stuff, is that you are just inhaling spikes and they just get stuck.
I saw the most horrific warning sign the other day. It was posted on Reddit, and it looks like a graphic from Dead Space. The way it's so disturbing, but I guess it's a I need to look it up. I need to find it again. But I believe it was a warning sign that they put near welding machines that warn you against inhaling molten metal, and it just looks like someone's lungs disintegrating and coming out of their mouth.
I can't be the only person who, when they saw like that kind of footage when they were a kid, like on Sesame Street or something like that, of how molten stuff like that was made, that you saw like the molten metal and you thought that looks tasty. Like, I'd like to bite that if I could.
I've never thought that.
Never thought that. I don't want to eat anything that glows.
I know you shouldn't, but as a kid and you see that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. His jaws come off.
That's like something from Dread. That's like a slow frame image from Dread of someone getting killed.
When I saw that posted online, I thought, why did they post this? It just looks, it's from a video game, surely. And then in the comments, It was like, oh, no, that's a real warning sign.
I like the idea of the artist making that. It's like, right, we need to show like the shit flying out, the lungs getting destroyed. Should we put some splatter behind his head as well? Like it came out backwards too? Yeah, get that on there. That's great. Look at that image.
Jesus.
Look at it. It's coming out the back of his head as well.
It's so bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if I saw that warning sign, I would just leave the room. I would be like, I don't want to do
I don't want to be anywhere near that. Yeah.
Right. Something that could do that to me? Nah, I'm good. I'm leaving.
I always thought, to be honest, when, the warning icon for corrosiveness, and it's just like someone's arm with like a divot missing. I always thought that was quite satisfying. I was like, oh, that looks like super like, oh, it's so neat. Obviously, it wouldn't look like that with acid on your arm, but
no.
I always loved that drawing.
Have any of you guys ever been scuba diving or taken scuba diving lessons?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
One of the first things they tell you is like, if you get deep enough, don't hold your breath because your lungs could explode. Which,
it's like,
bless you. because of the pressure and all that stuff. And I remember when like we went underwater, I was so hyper focused on like in, out, in.
Yeah, I think it's because as you go down, the air is compressed, but then as you come up, it expands. So if you breathe in low if you breathe in low and keep it and rise, it expands beyond the capacity of your lungs.
Right.
Yeah.
I was watching. Like I said the other week, I've been rewatching early seasons of The Amazing Race, and there was an episode I saw the other day from season 6 where one of the challenges was they had to put on one of those old-timey dive suits, with like the metal helmet and like the hose that comes in and hooks into it. Yeah. And they're explaining to the people putting it on, it's like once you're ready to descend with your head, you have to hit a valve inside the helmet, and that expels the excess pressure from inside your suit. That way you can go down. But they put the suit on one guy, and his head, he can't hit the valve. So he's just like floating face down on the water in a fully inflated suit. He's like, I can't hit the valve. Like, it hurts. And they like have to dive into the water and go retrieve him and like release the pressure from the suit.
Dude, it's so scary.
Christ.
I'm not sure I would scuba dive again. I found it super high stress.
What was it the danger of like the oxygen like problems that could happen, or was it just the actual general scare of the ocean?
I think it's because learning to do it in the pool, it was very controlled environment, and the pool is only so deep. I did that one time, and then I was like 45 feet down, surrounded by sharks. The next time I did it, I was like,
"Oh my god!" That was for the immersion, right?
Yeah, this it was like 5 out of 10 to 9 without doing anything in between. It was scary, but it was an experience. I wouldn't undo it.
Yeah. Getting insane warnings during stuff like that reminds me of I hurt my knee pretty badly one time a few years back, rock climbing and bouldering, and so I was trying to do everything I could to expedite healing process. So I was trying out a few things, and I wanted to go try out cryotherapy, and they had actually a cryotherapy essentially truck outside of my bouldering complex, and so I went to try it out, just a one-off. And so to do it, if you want to do a full body cryotherapy session, you then are put into this giant standing tube that goes up to about your neck, and then it basically is going to immerse you in that cryo cold air for a certain amount of time. You have to, what'd you say?
I said it's so metal. I don't know. I think Gus just happened to cough at the same time.
Because of how cold it is, you have to take all your clothes off because you'll freeze your clothes, and it also needs to get to your body as best as possible.
Like,
so you're down to your like, huh?
Even your little Todger was out.
You could they said you could keep underwear on, but they wanted as much of your skin exposed. So I had underwear on, but then they also, I think they also might have had little booties on because my feet weren't immersed as well. I can't remember. But they also, when they get you in, they're like, okay, when you're in there, it's going to be doing this for about, I think it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It might have been somewhere around there. They said but if you stand still, it could freeze and burn you. So the entire time you have to make sure you're moving a little bit in a circle.
Oh, shit.
So as I'm standing in that thing, and it's got my arms on my side because it's just the size of your body. I'm just doing this the entire time, just trying not to get burned. As scared that I'm going to like burn off a very important part of my body. I don't know.
Is there like an emergency stop button in there if your skin freezes solid?
There might have been. I don't remember.
They should have a turntable or something.
Make your heads up so you can scream for help, right?
Like a little microwave Lazy Susan kind of thing. It just kind of spins you around.
Boo.
They should have that for spray tan booths, because you gotta like, I've done spray tanning I think twice in my entire life, and you gotta remember like the various positions you gotta go in, and like you can't hear it over the speaker or anything that's happening, so you're like, okay, this position, all right, then it beeps, you go to, was it this position, do I turn it, fuck, and it's that scene from Friends where Ross gets sprayed in the front like 3 times.
He gets
you look like a cactar from Final Fantasy when you do that. Looks like the pose that they're always in. Yeah. I think he probably doesn't have to worry about his Todger, Gavin, because it's so cold it becomes an innie, I would assume, and it just goes away and hides for a little bit.
I'm getting informed that Target are very heavily pursuing a cold mailbox.
Oh, I saw a headline about that, but I didn't want to read about it because I knew it was so stupid.
It's not stupid, Gus. Why don't you read about it?
What's the deal?
I just hate the fact that Gavin was right. I hate it so much.
No, it might fail.
No, but the fact that they're even considering it, the fact that like a big company's even thinking about it means there's like.
But they make companies make stupid ideas all the time, though. This just happens to be one of them.
I don't see on any level how this could be a bad idea. I just don't. It's tremendous. And now it's real. I'm going to get one.
The most annoying part is people keep sending it to me.
A cold mailbox?
Yeah, they're like, oh, look, Gavin was right. It's Walmart. I'm looking at the article. Walmart will test grocery deliveries to a smart cooler on customers' doorsteps.
Oh, how's it smart? Like it only comes on? Like it only wastes electricity when they deliver something?
It has a graduate degree. It has a BA. Just kidding. I said they're smart.
Dang, burn. I wouldn't mind one specifically. I don't know why, Gavin, you're so keen on one, but I would like it specifically for when I get food deliveries of like with ice cream and I might not be home. Because like if you have food deliveries that like you need to get stuff stay cold, like that's the only time I ever need it. But what other reason would you need it, Gavin?
John, that's stupid, John. Why would anyone want that, John?
It has 3 zones that can hold groceries at different temperatures: frozen, refrigerated, or room temperature.
You want food to stay cold when you're not home?
Just gonna point out that's not really as much of an issue now that everyone is working from home in this group.
But
we're always home.
There's still like been times where like it's just I have to like, you know, I still have like times where I have to go drop off my kids and do swaps with them because I do that, and there's still errands that I have to go run on occasion, even if it's just like I'm going to be here in a stream for hours and I'm not gonna be able to go out and get my groceries, put them away immediately. Like I wouldn't mind if like my ice cream didn't melt.
I hate this thing. I'm looking at it right now. I fucking hate it. If I see any, I'm gonna smash them.
You don't go anywhere.
I don't go anywhere. I'm not gonna see it.
What do you hate about it?
I just hate that it exists.
Because Gavin predicted it, or just in general?
Because, well, I hated it to begin with, but the fact that Gavin predicted it doesn't help it at all.
It gets worse.
So I'll tell you why it's smart. It's secure contactless delivery. So I guess it's locked. They have to unlock it, and you can unlock it with an app. It's temperature controlled, and you can configure like the different size of the storage, like how much you want frozen and how much you want not frozen. And it disinfects deliveries. It's got UVC light technology, which disinfects the box by destroying pathogens, bacteria, mold, and mildew.
Is it Gus-proof, though? Like, will it repel against you going around smashing them all, do you think?
We'll find out if it's baseball bat proof or not. I'm not going to destroy anyone's property. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Here, guys.
you just break
Just get the fuckface bat, smash a bunch of mailboxes.
I didn't show up in time to order one.
Oh, I've got mine.
Oh,
You have
sorry,
one?
I didn't say it the right way. The beep face. I don't have a fancy
Wait, do it again.
machine. Fuck face.
Not great. Look at my little bat. Look how
Look
cute.
at
Oh,
it.
it's so little.
It's so cool. It has G on the bottom. Ooh.
Oh, for Jeff.
Do all of them have G?
Wah! No, they're numbered usually, but Jeff put a G on mine because it's the beginning of my name.
Oh.
Or he put the beginning of his
mine
name.
Has the letter E. So
Yours has the letter E?
Yeah.
Is yours this small, Eric?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Okay,
this-
good. Just checking.
Did you? Oh, see, this is the problem that's been happening with Fuckface. The show's been really good, and
You
it's
mean
been
with
really fun.
face?
The paranoia that it has bred between Gavin, Jeff, and Andrew has been incredible, and now it's bleeding to me. And it's stuff like that. It's minor stuff like that where Gavin shows off his bat, and then he goes, "Did everyone get this size bat, or is this a prank on me?" That is what the show has become.
All of the relationships are breaking down, like from the original friendship of the three of us to like into the crew of Eric. Is that we all just can't deal with each other anymore.
I feel like that's just been like, if you're friends with Jeff, that's been like your entire life.
It's
Yeah.
been
Just
22 years.
like constant paranoia, right?
Oh dear.
It's been a long time. Just the other day, I passed the 23rd anniversary of when I moved to Austin. I've lived here a long fucking time.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
I thought you were born in Austin.
I was born in Austin, but my parents moved away. I only lived here for the first 4 years of my life, 3 or 4 years of my life, and then my parents moved away.
Are you counting those years though?
No. I'm saying I moved here 23 years ago.
Consecutive, yeah, I've moved.
Yeah.
When you moved here, were you like, it's good to be back?
It was good to be anywhere but the small town I grew up in. Comparatively.
What was I going to say?
I read...
I was supposed to talk about. He brought fuckface. I got a
good thing.
podcast. I got
You
a
do
podcast.
have a podcast. Tell us about it, John.
I'm gonna have a podcast, or one will be coming out soon. I wanted to tell people about the real canon. It's about
the Grinch.
It's all about the Grinch. I don't think we have a single episode dedicated to the Grinch yet.
You should.
You should do one.
No, it's a collaborative podcast with this guy named Charles Pulliam Moore. We became mutuals on Twitter because I found him a few years back, and he just has the most entertaining and interesting takes and perspectives on all like nerd genre pop culture stuff. He's a writer for IO9, so his job is to write about and conduct interviews and all that kind of stuff about that entire genre. And so he's so just wildly interesting that we connected. And so we've made this podcast that is a weekly deep dive into that kind of culture, where we're going to tackle a single kind of topic or IP. And not only give a deep dive, talk about where that piece of material came from, but also bring in a little bit of the conversation that happens in the communities, because we both believe that like part of what makes these characters and stuff that we love, like Marvel characters, Star Wars, DC, Pokemon, Digimon, everything like that, is obviously the people that are like making the hard, concrete content for it that's like released to the media and everything like that. But then also a ton of it is made valuable because of the conversations that are had between the fans and those kind of conversations you would have at like conventions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like Baby Yoda is half Favreau's baby, and then half everyone else's baby that we've all made and built up and that kind of thing.
We must protect him. We must protect Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, baby Yoda.
I still don't think we can show him. Don't show him.
This is not the real. Now I'm out of focus.
You can say
He doesn't know where you are.
It's baby.
There it is. Baby fuckface. So it's the real canon. Our first episode is premiering January 22nd, and we're gonna go all about WandaVision, because that comes out on the 15th.
Oh, I'm excited about that. Yeah.
And I think everybody's excited about WandaVision, and we're so excited to even tell people like more of where WandaVision and that story is coming from, because without even seeing the show yet, those people who like have like read the comics and that kind of thing, we're seeing a lot of stuff that's really interesting, that's got us super excited about the next phase of Marvel if they're going to take cues from this. Charles has actually already seen the first 3 episodes because he got a press release of them, and he is crazy about the show already. So the real canon.
Do the Grinch.
All right. If we have a certain amount of episodes that have been greenlit for our first round. If we get past that, we can discuss the Grinch. But I can't.
What else
And you should have Gavin on.
You know what else is greenlit, John? Green, the Grinch.
Oh, that's a good point. Excellent.
What does it feel like to be a person filled with so much wisdom, Gavin? Like how do you handle that?
That's how. So people should already subscribe, right? They can already look for it on podcast aggregation services, and that way they'll get the first episode as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, first it's the trailer is up, and so there's a RSS feed, so you can go on Spotify and iTunes. There's also a Twitter account and Instagram account, Real Canon Pod, on any of those platforms.
Will you be putting trailers for this on the RSS feeds of other podcasts?
I'm hoping. We've reached out to a lot of our other friends in the Rooster Teeth podcast family to help get the word out and drop some trailers or give a shout out, whichever they want to do. I'm also going to be talking about this on Off Topic and Film House, and so I'm excited about this, not because it's just because it's my project, but I genuinely cannot wait to introduce people to Charles. He is
He's
insanely
wonderful.
Talented, hilarious, and he's got a beautiful radio voice, and so you're going to want to check him out.
I'm glad
Gavin,
you remember.
Are we going to be putting? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Are we going to be putting the trailer for Real Canon on the Fuckface RSS feed?
I feel like has that been decided, Eric?
No, it's been asked, and I can't get a straight answer. So,
This is smooth and not awkward. I don't feel terrible right now.
We have time right now if you want to just let me know, a yes or a no. If we can just get the camera on John while Gavin decides yes or no, that would be.
I'm fine either way. I don't care. I do not want to be a part of this. I don't like mom and dad fighting.
I love it.
Just do it.
Shall I
Just do
explain it,
it.
Eric? Shall I explain it, or is that an actual face bit?
Oh no, absolutely explain it. I've already told Andrew that he's playing a game of chess and everyone else is playing jacks, and whatever outcome he's expecting isn't happening.
Basically, in the face Slack, Eric was like, "Hey, we're putting this on all the podcasts. There's a trailer for John's new show. You guys cool with putting it before, in the face feed?" And Jeff's like, "Obviously, yeah, of course." And I was like, I'm gonna say no, and make Andrew the deciding vote, because Andrew's obviously gonna say yes, because he's a nice guy, Andrew.
But then where did Andrew go with it?
Andrew comes in and goes, I feel like Gavin has fully done this because he knows I'm gonna vote yes, so I'm gonna vote no. So then we were like, oh shit. All right, and then we started getting other people to vote, like
Oh, no.
Eric. I think Eric did a yes. And now I think we've got so many people to vote. I think at some point it was 3-3 because everyone wants it. Everyone actually wants it to be in, but it's funnier when someone votes no. So I think it's still undecided. What's the latest, Eric?
The decision is I keep going into the Slack channel and going, hey, are we doing this? And Jeff goes, yes. And then Andrew goes, no. And then I don't know if we're doing it or not.
I think at one point Andrew brought in his second Slack account to vote no again.
Oh
when it
my
was
god.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
But I assume in summary, yes, we should put it in. But it was a very funny conversation.
It's a great thing.
Didn't realize Andrew hated me so much.
That's good content.
He doesn't. He always does the face move, which is to create problems for ourselves and do what's funnier, but is actually less effective overall.
Get a good bit out of it.
Yeah.
It's the whole purpose, right?
Do you know Andrew well, John? Do you ever talk to him?
We actually connected a little bit before the holidays, DMs too, because I want to play video games with him. I find hilarious watching his Twitch streams on the rare occasions he does it, and I kind of got into Warzone recently, and I was like, Andrew likes playing Warzone, like I'd love to play with it. We had set up a date, something happened in IRL life, and he had to go take care of, and so we just haven't reconnected again. But up until now, I thought he liked me.
He ditched you first. He ditched you for Warzone, and now he doesn't want to put your trailer on his RSS.
Yeah. What a
I think he likes you just fine, but I think he hates the rest of the fuckface crew and cast more so than that he likes you. Sorry, my bad.
Look at the kitty.
I'm glad you came on the podcast, John, and that you remembered to plug the thing. So often I'll ask people to be on the podcast because I want them to promote something they have coming up, and then they just forget the whole episode. Like, it never comes up. I'm like, you got to talk about the thing. You're here for a reason to talk about your thing. And it's like, I guess I forgot.
I even made up a whole bit of like a game I wanted you guys to play, but I think we've like probably run out of time to play the game. I don't know.
Are you saying you only want John on this episode so he can talk about Real Canon?
Well, I mean, that was the motivation behind getting him on this episode.
I'm aware of this.
Only reason.
I asked.
Yeah.
And I never asked for this kind of stuff. I am like, I hate asking people for favors or to do anything for me. Like even ask people to play like Among Us with me. Anytime if anybody's ever gotten an invite from me for Among Us or anything, know that I have died a little bit every single time I've sent a message asking you.
But it's so
to play with me.
fun.
I feel like I'm inconveniencing anybody even to ask them to like spend time with me.
As someone who has been asked by you to play Among Us, every time it happens, I go, oh, yay, I'm getting invited to do something by someone. Yay!
That's so sweet and so nice, but it doesn't mean anything to me because I assume just part of my psyche assumes that people don't want to hang out with me and don't want to participate in social interactions with me. And so that's something I still got to, tackle and break down. That's my own problem. But just know that if I send you that, I'm like, I don't know why I'm bothering them. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I doing this?
We did an Among Us stream with proximity chat yesterday. It was my first time playing with proximity chat. That was a lot of fun.
Is it way better that way? Is it more fun?
It's so different.
Yeah,
it's different. I say it's more fun, especially from an audience perspective, because people are talking the whole time instead of it just being like silent until the meeting.
But then you end up with people who make strange conclusions. Like at one point we were playing and Chris found a dead body and he said, I found the dead body. I heard so-and-so's voice nearby, so I think they killed him. Like, rather than thinking the killer was quiet, he thought just because he heard someone walking by that they must have killed it. So he's like, I think
Someone
it was them. It's like, they were just walking by.
The killer just walking around going, stab, stab, stab,
Yeah.
I'm murdering you.
But it's also
Chris comes up with
Go ahead.
comes up with the craziest rationale as to why people are the murderers every single game. Like there was one time where he was like, oh, I saw this person just like standing there and then all of a sudden lights went out. So like clearly they did that. And I'm like, you could sabotage while moving, first of all. The person was standing there because they were doing a task, perhaps. Like, I don't know.
Proximity chat, I find that way often if I'm a crewmate and I'm like very scared about like, getting killed, I'm just running through the hallways of Among Us screaming so people know where I am, like a Doppler effect of like, where's John on the map?
You were screaming and you ran to me at one point. You were like, save me, someone's chasing me.
Scared.
Chase me.
At one point, I was doing a task and it was like one of those full screen tasks, so I couldn't see what was happening around me. Then I heard Fredo walk up and real quiet he whispered like, hey, how's that task going? I was like, Fredo? And then he killed me.
I was playing Among Us with some other people last night. Some people were like live streaming while we were playing. And there's guy Base Trade. He was doing this thing where he was running and he's like, hold on, I'm going to go thank some subscribers for some subs. So like I hear him walk away. I'm the imposter in this round. He goes, oh guys, thank you so much for the 5 subscriptions. Like I really and I kill him mid thanks. So like when that happens in proximity chat, that person just like gets cut off completely from voice communication. So just the comedic timing of just like, guys, thank you so much for 5 subscriptions.
God.
Meg showed me a really funny clip from when she was playing with a bunch of people from RT. I think she was with Trevor and Madness, who is someone we've started playing with. And they were like just hanging out together, and they were talking like they lost Madness at some point. So Meg was like, "All right, Trevor, should we go and find Madness?" Or, like,
I think she said, "Should we go get Madness?"
Yeah, get Madness. But right as they were saying that, Jackie walked up, heard, "Let's get Madness," and you just hear Jackie go, "Oh my god!" And it like cuts off because they can't hear anymore. But on her stream, she's like, "It's Trevor and Meg. It's Trevor and Meg. They were gonna get Madness." She's just running around the map on her own for like 2 straight minutes. It was so funny.
I had
that was a really
similar where
stream.
I was coming through. It was you and me, Gus. We were coming out of the decontamination unit on the map. We were coming down, and as we exited the gate down there, Barb accidentally vented out in front of us, and so I saw Barb vent. And I freaked out. I didn't know where the button was, but I just started running around the map screaming, Barb vented, just screaming it. And so there's like a 5-year-old child running around the map screaming that.
It wasn't me with you at that time. You reported
It was Matt Bragg.
Yeah.
Bragg. It was Bragg.
The reason you remember me is because I was trying to cast doubt because I was the other imposter. I was like, wait, where is that vent? I don't know. What are you talking about? Like I was trying to like draw the conversation out and like change the topic a little bit.
Yeah, that was a round
right?
I accidentally vented when you guys were still in that decontamination hallway. And like Matt Bragg didn't see me somehow, but you did. And I was coming into the doors. I don't know what you're talking. Like, how do you get yourself out of that situation?
Yeah.
You lucked
that's no
out,
way to
Matt
win.
didn't see, so it was just Crazy John who everyone didn't believe the entire stream.
Speaking of, didn't Chris Damaris, he's like you said, he comes to strange conclusions. He's also super unobservant in that game. At one point, Matt Bragg was murdered right next to him, and he walked by the body twice after that and he didn't see it.
Yes, it was. He went to go fix lights, and he was next to Matt's body, and like the report button was up and everything like that, and he still just walked past the body, fixed the lights, and then came back and was like, "Oh, it's a body," and then he reported it.
So
Man,
So
it's
great.
always funny when Trevor's streaming that game, like that other night, the same game that Gavin referred to with him and Meg talking about madness. He was getting like super into it, and like our rooms are like next to each other where we office, and I was watching the stream, and because there's that slight delay, I hear and feel what's going on in his room before it actually happens on stream. So there was one point where he was getting so like worked up about a situation where he like got up and started like walking around his room because he was just like so aggravated, and I was just like, oh my god, what's happening? And I saw on stream that he was just getting pissed off, and I was like, earthquake.
Oh,
It was
funny.
really funny.
I think we have some
That's still a fun game.
I think we have some proximity chat with Achievement Hunter today, or
We do
yeah,
for
What
their
time?
live stream. So
that'll go well. Like right after this.
1:30.
The proximity chat app is a little buggy. That's the one downside, is sometimes it freaks out and you can hear one person all across the map no matter where they are, or sometimes it like bugs out and you can't hear anyone. Like you constantly have to alt tab to the app and refresh
Yeah.
it to update
We'll
it.
be like on the
Oh,
other side
it's
of the
a
map. I
different
remember
app.
when we could hear
Yeah.
Gus on the other side of the map, like everything he was saying, like as though he was next to.
And I'm glad you warned me, because I was an imposter that time, and I thought about like muttering to myself about killing people. And if I had started doing that, then everyone would have heard it.
Yeah, I definitely heard
I
you
mean,
that round, and I was just like, oh,
it
guess
was-
someone's
it
got to
was just-
refresh.
The proximity chat app was just made by a fan of the game who wanted to make something for it, so it's very independently sourced. So it's understandable if it's buggy, but yeah, I agree. It'd be cool if it was a little more stable.
I'm sure they'll work it out. I'm sure like in future releases it'll just get better and better.
Somehow that game it's the same every time, but it's fun every time, and I'm nowhere near getting sick of it, and I don't know how that's possible.
It's the people, right? I mean, it's like the experience. Like everyone you play with, it's always like the maps are the same, the mechanics are the same, but it's always like the experiences of what everyone else brings to the table. You have to deal with all the time.
Very true. Very true. I love that game. I can't
I
stop
like
playing
it if there's not people taking it too seriously. Like some people
Yeah.
have gone super far, like with some of the
Chilled.
people that have been streaming. Really?
Chilled keeps a notebook when he plays Chill Chaos.
But at least Chilled is like, laid back in nature, or
Yeah, yeah.
like a.
Yeah, he
Some people
won't
would
get
just
like
screaming
upset with
constantly,
someone.
be like, it's like, okay, we're playing
Yeah.
two different games here, so.
Yeah,
Right?
it's always interesting though. Like I feel like the audience is split, especially with gameplay. And Gavin, I'm sure you notice this more than anyone here. Of just like they either like it when people take it very seriously and play the game to the rules very seriously, taking it like this actually means something. And then there's the other half that's like they're taking it too seriously. Just have fun. Like why do they care about the rules and blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
You got to like somehow walk the line to kind of please both sides.
It's a
But,
delicate
yeah.
balance.
yeah, it's impossible to play exactly how someone wants you to play at all times.
I actually experienced a good example of that this morning while I was cooking breakfast. I throw our content and Funhouse content, Achievement Hunter content up while I'm like doing chores or cooking. And I was just listening in the background to your guys' Lasso play. And I was in the episode. You and Alfredo were just killing each other over and over again whenever anybody
Killing
died.
each other. He was killing me.
Okay,
over and over.
Fredo was killing you, and it was funny because there was two games happening. It was Fredo and you, and then Michael and Jeremy. Michael and Jeremy were trying to actually clear the room and get past a bunch of knights and elites and everything like that. Fredo was just waiting for someone to die so he could kill you every single round and punch you with his gun or anything like that. and so there was like those two games happening, but then those two games had to stop because someone brought up that there's going to be a time where you're going to accidentally hit the button where you ban Fredo because it asks you every time someone kills you.
After you kill someone on your team too many times, the boot menu comes up where it's like B to forgive, X to boot.
Yeah, and there was going to come a point where you were going to accidentally boot Fredo, which would have been detrimental to like wherever you guys were in your lassos, like a very difficult level or something like that. And so that would have like ruined the game and tons of like an hour or so of work already for a bunch of people. Yeah. So it would have been a bummer.
That's just a game on a game. It's just a second game.
What actually happened though is I didn't realize until later is that if you've spent half the game killing your teammate like Frady did, every time you die by the environment, it still throws up the message for some reason.
Really?
So every time I was like at the end when I was like trying to outrun the level in the ghost, every time I blew up or fell off the map, I still got the option to boot Freddy. And one of the times it happened as I was trying to flip my ghost. Like I'd rolled my ghost and the level was about to kill me. So I pressed X to flip the ghost right as the boot menu came up. Wow. And it actually took me. Thankfully, there's an "Are you sure?" like a secondary menu where you have to then press A. So it's actually really well designed where you're very unlikely to press X and A or X up on the D-pad and A in that formation. But I actually did hit X to boot accidentally on that map. So my fears were
that was at the end of that one because that level was considered impossible for a lasso, right?
Yeah, I mean, either they've patched it or people don't know what they're talking about, but it actually wasn't very difficult. We spent most of that video.
I haven't gotten to the end of it.
Yeah, it was fine.
Have you guys played this game Rust?
I played a little bit of it. I haven't played a ton of it.
People keep talking about it, and I have no idea what it is. And
I've seen it on Steam for years, but I don't.
Really?
I've never played it, and I don't know why everyone's playing it right now. I guess there's like it's just
kind of like with
streaming.
Among Us, didn't that get released in 2018?
Yeah,
18.
I think
and then all of a sudden
like
now
2000, like early 2000s. We're talking like Minecraft.
Rust
2013.
I think it's made by Gary Newman, the guy who made Gary's mod. I think it's made by his company because he tweeted the other day that on 2 separate days of the week he made $1 million on Steam, like in sales. You can see the graph where it's like 600K, $1 million, 700K, $1 million. It's like, geez, people are buying that game right now. It's crazy.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm just excited for the new Among Us map. I am.
When is that coming out?
Pumped. They said early 2021.
That's
so
what they
like,
said about the COVID vaccine too.
And it's here, Gus. Look at that.
I hope we get the Among Us map first.
Gus,
what do you think you'll get first, the new Among Us map or the vaccine?
All this still say is early 2021. Oh well.
Yeah, my guess is February, March.
I wonder if it'll come with new tasks. It's got to come with new tasks because each map has specific tasks.
Yeah, it comes with new tasks. It also comes with like a new way to transport yourself from place to place, like
a new vent,
or like not a vent, but like a platform that moves.
Yeah. And it's also like multi-level, right? Like you can take stairs up and down between 2 levels.
Like the decontamination units and how the doors and everything work like that, like a transportation style. That's interesting. I like that.
Oh, I can't wait to find a dead body on one of those.
Just traveling around.
Going back and forth.
Be funny if you're like waiting to get on it with someone else and you just see the platform come and it's carrying a dead body. It's like, what?
I think cryptocurrency's back in the news again. It's had a big run the past couple of months. And I read a story the other day about a guy who had Bitcoin on a hard drive from 10 years ago. And he had encrypted the hard drive with some software so that if you put the wrong password in 10 times, it erases the hard drive. And he's got Bitcoin on there and he can't remember the password. And he's tried 8 times unsuccessfully. So he has 2 attempts left. The amount of Bitcoin he has on that hard drive is worth $240 million. He has over 7,000, I think 7,002 Bitcoin on that hard drive. And he's got 2 chances left to guess the password.
So that's probably fluctuated by like hundreds of millions in the last 2 weeks, the value of that drive.
He says that he'll stay up at night, like it keeps him up, trying to think about what the password could be.
Oh, I feel like you're gonna just take it to take it to the FBI or something. Who can crack that stuff better than anyone else? Probably just a hacker, right?
Probably, if it's even possible. Like there was specific software that he used for it. I should look that software up.
Is he dealing with? Is it like a randomly generated password, or is it a password that he has used in the past that he knows and he just doesn't know which?
Tried.
I don't think he knows.
Yeah, I think he said like the first 8 tries, he's tried like variations of passwords that he commonly uses and stuff like that, thinking it would be one of those.
Yeah. The fucked up thing is, what if he wasn't like very focused on it at first and he typoed it? Like, what if he typoed the correct password?
Oh God,
that's
awful.
You might as well just like offer it up, and whoever can hack it gets like half.
I can't imagine being like, yeah, I'm worth like $250 million if I guess the password right on this machine.
Yeah, it's like Ready Player One to the extreme.
Yeah.
I guess he could wait long enough, then maybe eventually there'll be like an exploit or a computer powerful enough to crack the password. But it's money that's sitting there right now.
God, I would never forgive myself if that was the case. If I just forgot a password that's keeping me from $250 million.
Dude, I feel like it would be better to spend your life never even coming close to that than knowing that you actually have it, you just can't access it.
Yeah.
Like, that's gotta be a much worse feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's strange.
Gavin, what kind of chair do you have? I know this is a random question, but it looks nice.
This is a steel case.
Is it steel case?
Gesture, I think, of some sort. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years. I like it. I don't like gaming chairs, I'll be honest. I don't like the whole thing. And this is like, I like it because it's, you can sort of adjust everything real nice. And it's not just like the same logo printed or like a different logo printed on the same chair like all gaming chairs seem to be.
Yeah. Is that what you have too, John?
I know all the chairs can do this. I'm just like, it's...
Mine is like a $99 Staples chair, so I'm looking for something to upgrade with.
Mine's from Staples too. I bought like I think the second cheapest chair at Staples, like the cheapest one. I was like, no, this is too uncomfortable. So I went like one step up from the cheapest chair at Staples.
I also, speaking of purchases, Gus, I have a confession to make. After last week's podcast, I bought myself a pair of AirPods Max. Did you? I did. I was like, you know what? I haven't spent any money on myself this entire year. I haven't gone shopping at all.
2 weeks.
I know, but I was just like, you know what? I could use a nice pair. I've been using these like literally like
the free ones with the phone.
Yeah, for a long time. And I'm like, you know what? I want to treat myself to a nice pair of headphones that I could use for podcasts and all this stuff, since like I'm using my headphones all day, every day. So fuck it.
I think it's a good purchase.
Do we have the same headphones? Steel Series Arctis 7s?
I think I know they're Steel Series, and they have like the little thingy with the battery in.
Yeah, and
so your quick swap.
I see that yours has the light if you like turn on the. Where's the button for the microphone? Like there.
The mute.
Yeah.
Where is it?
See?
Ah, shit! I just connected to my. I connected to my phone. Damn it!
When are your headphones coming in, Barbara? How long does it take?
It says like March, but
what is the controversy of Barbara getting those? I don't understand anything.
They're very expensive. I mean, I think like initially when they came out, all of us were just like, "Holy fuck!" Like those are expensive, and I didn't think like I would ever spend money like that on anything. But stupid case looks like a bra.
The Barbara, there's way more expensive headphones.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just because like people associate expensive Apple things as being like too expensive just because they're Apple.
Yeah.
Like people are essentially willing to spend more money because of the branding and stuff like that. But like I watched some reviews.
It's because they are.
They are. I know. I recognize that. But I watched some reviews and I was just like, these are nice. They look good. The reviews are great for them. Why the fuck
for
not?
when you fly again too.
Yeah.
For planes.
One day. I'm hoping I can.
And
I'm
Gus
hoping
makes
I can
them
fly
look so
somewhere again
good.
this year.
I'm gonna wait until my bows die before I consider anything.
So I
like
had
that.
some Bose ones that I've had for a few years, and they started falling apart, which is another reason that motivated me to get these. Like the soft inner ear cushion part, the stitching on it had started coming undone, so it was like slowly unraveling.
Yeah, I
so
had
need
these
to
razor
replace
ones
them.
before,
I
and
remember
there's
those.
a dial on it that adjusts the volume. And I don't know if it broke or something, but like it has to be perfectly like in a perfect spot on this little dial. And if it's not, I only hear people in one ear or not at all.
That happened to a pair of headphones I have. I think that's a common wiring issue with those kinds of setups. Not
Yeah,
the
where's
same
that?
headphones, but that same kind of setup.
Where's
I also
that?
just like the idea of having a Bluetooth so I could be on a call and still hear people while I'm moving about.
I go to
you
the
see
restroom all the
Razer-
time.
Yeah, it's nice.
Do you see Razer put out that mask with RGB?
I did see. It's a proof of concept, but yeah, I did see it. And
Oh,
it's
is
like
it?
clear in the front so you can see people's mouths in case you need to read lips.
And I think it can project your voice.
It's got
Through it?
a microphone and speakers.
Mask tech.
Yo, I'm not going back for masks after this all goes back to normal at all. I like no germs. I love no germs. It's great.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping.
I was just thinking about this the other day, like because we're taking these precautions and wearing masks and not going out, like I haven't caught a cold or any other sickness all year.
Allergies. That's all I get is allergies.
All just allergies, yeah. But like,
Can't
damn,
stop
I didn't
that.
even think about that. How like people aren't getting the cold or like strep throat or like.
Do you remember that one year at our South by Southwest party where everyone got sick? We were still down south at Ralph Ablanedo. Something happened. That was the worst sore throat of my life. It was like
Did we have a
Oh.
super spreader event for
Yeah.
the flu or something?
2012 or
did.
2013, and almost everyone, like 90% of everyone got sick and was like sick for a week after that. What a fucking nightmare. It was the party where randomly scumbag Steve showed up.
That was, I think, 2013.
That was 2013, maybe. Yeah. It was a strange
Yeah,
time.
man. I remember parties.
Hanging out, having bevs.
I miss those.
Nah,
All
I'm
right,
good
well,
without those.
Maybe,
I love it.
well, we should probably go ahead and wrap this up. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back live again next week, and we'll see you all then. Maybe we'll all have a party together. Take care.
A
Bye.
virtual party.
Bye.